What's going on? We back. We back. It's the Boxing Clinic and more. I know we talk more than boxing. I'll get into the week one review and also week two preview and picks. See, I made an error in the title. I will fix that immediately. Okay. Go into week one really quick. Extra after I add this title really quick, man. Shout out to everybody that's with us today. And it's gonna be a weekly thing. All right. And we're gonna drop them picks in there, okay? And that's what we're gonna be about, all right? And week one was full of surprises. My Detroit Lions, they got their ass whooped, okay? They got their ass whooped. And yeah, it is what it is, man. I was at the game. I enjoyed it, okay? I definitely enjoyed it. Until till all that crazy shit happened, we got blew out just at the drop of a dime. But um, I definitely, it's definitely going to be an interesting week two. 1 second. There we go, right there. It's definitely going to be an interesting week two, but let's go over the week one review really. I want to say real quick. We're gonna go through it thoroughly and tell you what the record what my record was last week. Can't speak for Big Cool. What's up, Big Money? No, I'm not doing a boxer stream tonight. Nope. Not tonight. Did it this morning. So I did a boxer stream this morning. So I won't be boxing. I really don't care. I got Jose Ramirez and the Antonio Orozco fight. Shit was on the tube. I don't my ESPN app on, man. So hold on, give me 1 minute. Yeah, okay. It already moved to regular ESPN. That's what happened. So I'm just watching the fight. Gabriel Flores Jr. Is fighting. He's fighting in Cali Enigma interviews Gabriel Flores Jr. Now it seems to be on a regular basis. So watch out for him. He just graduated this year. So a little boxing real quick, but yeah, if you're interested, the fights are on ESPN. But week one, you have a few things that happened. We're gonna go back and look at it. I said week one NFL. There we go. Triple. All right. Only one game I didn't know the outcome was. I figured the Dolphins beat the Titans. I forgot about that. But overall, let's go through our picks really quick. Last week, I think like 9-6 or 10-6. Falcons lost. Okay, that's 1L. The Bengals won, 1-1. The Ravens won, 2-1. Okay, the Saints lost, it's 2-2. The Patriots won, it's 3-2. The Vikings won, it's 4-2. The Titans lost, that's 4-3. Okay, the Jags won, that's 5-3. The Steelers won, Steelers tied, so don't count that. 5-3. The Chargers lost, it's 5-4. The Panthers won, that's 6-4. The Cardinals lost, that's 6-5. Broncos won, that's 7-5. The Packers won, that's 8-5. The Lions lost, that's 8-6. And the Rams won. So it was 9-6 plus the draw last week. So we was 9-6. I wouldn't really call that a bad week one. We'll call it a bad week one. Because it's a lot of unpredictability in week one. Okay. So I couldn't see the Jets doing that, but shout out to Sam Darnold. Oh yeah, appreciate it, Mike Box. Yeah, man, we do more than boxing. I probably do boxing. I'll probably do a few boxing streams tomorrow, man. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Reach out to some brothers, see if they want to come on. So we're gonna go into week two. Yeah, Sean's a good dude. I definitely appreciate it. Really send me a lot of people when I come out to Cali. I definitely gonna link up to him. But week one, we had the Thursday night game. It was sloppy. I thought the Falcons would have won that game. Excuse me. I thought the Falcons definitely would have won that game, but Matt Ryan was just, horrible. And we do a little fantasy advice too. I'm not a fantasy wizard at all, but I know usage rates. I'm kind of learning it now that it has an algorithm to it. But the Falcons, all that talk about red zone offense, man. Kyle Shanahan is probably the best offensive mind in the NFL right now. Him and Doug Peterson. Man, say what you want to say about Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Kyle Shanahan, he the only one that got RG3 looking good. He had Matt Ryan the MVP type year. Then he left. He fell off. RG3 obviously fell off without him. He's on teeth. I interrupted there. All right. But and a few other guys he had, I mean, that he was looking very, very immaculate under Kyle Shanahan. And the Eagles just, willed a win. I believe that game was in Atlanta. Atlanta would have won that game. But they didn't. And it was a sloppy game. And you gotta remember, week one isn't indicative of how can I say it? Week one isn't indicative how a season is going to go. All right. It ain't, but some adjustments we made. The Bengals beat the Colts. Picked that game right. I really wasn't surprised. I didn't really think I really didn't think the Bengals, I didn't really think Andrew Luck would be all the way back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but the Bengals did what they had to do. They came from behind a little bit. The Bengals got a solid team, and then they 2-0. We get into what they did last night. They 2-0, but they got a good team. Always had good talent. I just thought that Andy Dalton was always the one kind of holding them back. You know what I'm saying? But they got just as much talent as damn near anybody in the league. Not Mike. What's the head? Marvin Lewis ain't a bad coach. Good coach. Just always the bridesmaid in the playoffs. Okay, the Ravens smashed the Bills. No surprise there. I can't believe they traded AJ McCarron. They traded AJ McCarron for no fucking reason. Nathan Peterman is garbage. Joe Flacco looked good. It's just the Bills are just that bad, and the Josh Allen era starts next week, and I'm not sure that kid is ready to start, but he way better than motherfucking they way better than motherfucking they way better than motherfucking than I forgot what I just said. He way better than Nathan Peterman, okay? Way better than Nathan Peterman. You go through also the Bucks and the Saints. That was a shocker. I don't know too many people that picked the Bucks to beat the Saints other than Bucks fans that I see around. But the Saints laid the goose egg. It seemed like all that defensive momentum they built up from last year really halted when Marcus Williams missed that tackle on Stephon Diggs and they lost in the playoffs. Alvin Kamara was still a beast. Michael Thomas was a beast. He usually don't get in the end zone as much. At least last year, him and Julio both didn't get in the end zone that much. Okay, but Byron Fitzpatrick was letting that thing fly, man. Mike Williams got it in. Deshaun Jackson got it in. He got injured. I think he out this week. So look for O.J. Howard to have a good game this week versus I forget who they play. I think they play the Jets or some shit like that. But not the Jets. They play somebody. I'll get into it. But the Saints, that wasn't no good look at home. I think I was at home in the Dome, and they lost. So I mean, I was shocked. I was shocked by that, man. The Patriots in Texas, I watched most of this game, and I figured the Patriots would win this game because I didn't think Deshaun Watson was going to be 100% back. He didn't get no snaps in preseason. Apparently, going into this week game, DeAndre Hopkins' foot is questionable. Will Fuller's supposed to come back. But in this game, Tom Brady was just too much. You're talking about he don't have this receiver. He had that receiver. I know Gronk had a few big catches, had a good touchdown. Worse Burkhead ran the ball a little bit. I know he got concussed in that game, but it's starting to look more and more like Tom Brady is more responsible than giving credit for. Is giving credit for. I don't even know I was invited to a hangout. My bad, Dr. Blick, bro. But I was just saying, excuse me. I didn't think. Sorry, somebody emailed me. I threw my thing. I'm starting to think that Tom Brady is more responsible than people give him credit for the success of the Patriots than Bill Belichick. Because you look at his coaches, they go other places and they don't succeed. Even Josh McDaniels, he's an offensive genius, man. He didn't succeed like he should have. I thought he could succeed in Denver. Trying to bring that Bill Belichick shit to the table. Charlie Weiss tried to be a hard ass, and Matt Patricia with the Lions are trying to be a hard ass, and it's not working. And before Tom Brady, Bill Belichick didn't win shit. In Cleveland, he didn't win shit. And got Tom Brady, he started winning. So you got to equal out that success. What's going on, D. Parker? What up, though? No one got snaps this preseason. Tom Brady played 2 whole halves. I think he played the whole half versus the Eagles. He played the whole half versus the Panthers. But also Deshaun Watson is coming off a leg injury. Okay? But this players that got snaps this preseason, Deshaun Watson didn't do shit. I seen him in one drive, one game, and that was it. 49ers and Vikings. I mean, that didn't surprise me, okay? The 49ers and Vikings didn't surprise me at all. I say that because I figured Minnesota got one of the most talented fighters, and They got one of the most talented fighters. I mean, fighters. I'm watching the fight. They got some of the most talented teams in the NFL. When you talk, they got way more talented team than LA, in my opinion, the LA Rams. I say that because, I mean, Eric Kendricks is one of the best middle linebackers in the league. They got Sheldon Richardson, Linval Joseph. They got edge rushers, Everson Griffin. They got good corners, Trey Waynes. And they also got a good corner in Xavier Rhodes, who most people believe is a top 5 corner. Harrison Smith is an all-around beast. And the 49ers, man, even though Jimmy Garoppolo threw three interceptions, you know, he still was in the game at the end, though. You know, the 49ers simply just didn't have enough blocking, no run game, no receiver, especially when Marquise Goodwin went out to hang with Minnesota. But for them to be in the game at Minnesota, coming from the west to the east in the first game of the season versus a team who had cohesion other than Kirk Cousins being there, I think the 49ers got potential. You can't herald your hats on that. You know, they don't have no blocking up front. They don't have no running back. They don't have no receivers with Goodwin gone. And their defensive front is really good, but it doesn't have Reuben Foster. Okay? I think 49er fans ain't got nothing to hang their head down on, in my opinion. Nothing to hang their head on, man. That team got a lot of potential going into week 2, all right? A lot of potential. And Minnesota's a well-oiled machine. Don't nothing change but the quarterback. And they should be better this year with Kirk Cousins, at least on paper, all right? Titans and Dolphins, that shit kept stopping the rain. Obviously, the Dolphins won. I was surprised that the Dolphins won, but it is what it is. I really didn't. I was watching that game, and you know, it is what it is. I just stopped watching it because it went on delay, and it went on delay. The Jaguars, the Giants. Odell had a straight little day. I mean, he didn't get in the end zone. That's the point, to keep your defender out the end zone or to get in the end zone. That's something to watch out for as well. But the Jaguars, man, we're gonna talk about them about week 2. The Jaguars, man, just ain't got no quarterback. Leonard Fournette went out. I mean, their defense is good, but they reinvest in Blake Bortles when they could have made a play for Alex Smith. They could have made a play for somebody. Shit, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is, man. They just, it is. It's just a terrible situation that you have, a great football team like that with no quarterback. But the Giants, I think they got some hope, man. I think Saquon had a really, really big game. It seemed like the Jaguars shored up their run defense coming from last year when it was one of the worst run defenses in the league. And they got better once Marcel Darius got there. So run defense is just disciplined, gap control, and they're more of a pass rushing defense anyway. So and predicated on speed. So anytime you get a defense that's predicated more on speed than power, you're gonna be able to get physical with them if you got the right team and run the ball down their throat. So that's the Achilles heel. You know what I'm saying? But the Giants, I think, gonna be all right, man. You know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna be all right. They put up 15 points. They should have put up more. But with Eli Manning, man, in December, it is what it is. I can't believe they played Blake Bortles neither. Steelers and Browns, I watched that game, majority of the game. So I got NFL Sunday ticket, man. So I watched the majority of that game. And Steelers, man, I figured that this game might be a close one. A lot of people was calling this upset, ended up in a draw. But I figured it would be a close game, and I'll tell you why. Because Big Ben started off slow. The Steelers historically have started off slow for the most part and don't hit on all cylinders to the end, towards the middle and the end of the season. Last year, they started off slow. And I like the Browns, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know Josh Gordon was going to play like that. But I like the Browns. I like Carlos Hyde. I like Duke Johnson. I like David Njoku. I think the Browns are going to turn it around eventually. But like I said, this ain't no scare for the Steelers. And people said Le'Veon. James Conner had a hell of a day other than a fumble. And, Steelers defense is just what's, hurting them. They need to invest some more picks in some defense, but they have TJ Watt. The kid from Georgia, Jarvis kid, didn't really pan out. But Dupree looking good, but they just got to invest in their defensive backfield. That's their Achilles heel. Ain't no Troy Polamalu back there or Ike Taylor back there no more. And they just neglected the defensive backfield. And they could have used Malcolm Butler. The Chiefs and the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes was exceptional. It was very, very exceptional. Him and Tyreek Hill is going to be deadly because Alex Smith, he didn't have no deep ball for real. He had the arm strength, but he don't have the confidence, and he don't have the gunner mentality of Patrick Mahomes. And Andy Reid knew that, and that's why they like the kid. The kid is mobile, strong arm. He got a red shirt year, and I think that's ultimately going to help him a lot and has helped him a lot. I would look for him and Sammy Watkins to get on point and Travis Kelce to get more on point, but also who is going to hurt? It's going to hurt Kareem Hunt rushing yards because Andy Reid loves to throw the ball. That's why he had Brian Westbrook and Philly, and they love to just to throw the ball to them scat backs, and they really, really need to get back to run the ball with Kareem Hunt this week and use him. And the play action of Tyreek Hill is going to be that much deadlier, and Sammy Watkins over the middle and running routes going to be that deadlier, and Travis Kelce. The Chiefs are more potent and more dangerous with Patrick Mahomes under the center. But I thought the rookie would kind of fold under San Diego defense. I know they lost Jason Verrett earlier, but a lot of the Los Angeles Chargers receivers kept dropping balls. Travis Benjamin dropped the ball. I mean, he just kept dropping balls, and Mike Williams kept catching them, so he might play some more. But I really wasn't surprised. I did pick the Chargers, but I ain't surprised. The Chargers always start off slow. They got a good team. It's just they gotta, just get it together and wake up. I don't know what they got to do to kind of start off faster, but it is what it is. And also, you got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Panthers. I picked the Panthers. I picked this one right. Dak Prescott is just, I don't know if it's the coaching staff or is it just Dak Prescott, but I know they don't have a lot of receivers. So when you don't have the best receivers, it's all about route combinations. It's all about scheme. It's all about what formation come out with and what your receivers' weaknesses. Can they get off the press? They can't get off press. We're going to bunch them up or line them up off the line and put them in motion. That's the game plan. The Cowboys don't have no flair or no tastefulness or no pizzazz to their offense. It's no trickeration. It's all basic bland offense. And they expected Dak to make these outside of the number of throws down the field. His arm is not strong enough to make those throws, especially if he's not able to step into the throw. And that's what's happening. Their scheme is bland. They need some more pizzazz. And the same thing going on with my Lions. Very, very bland scheme. But the Carolina Panthers, I knew they would shut down Zeke for the most part. He got a touchdown. But Luke Kuechly, even without Thomas Davis, they got a really, really strong front seven. And they back end works well with their front end. All right, and their front seven is nasty. And make sure I hit the like button if y'all ain't and y'all haven't. But their front seven is nasty. It's just for Carolina, they back defensive backs has been the Achilles heel for them, and Julio historically eats them up. And we're gonna talk about that in a minute. But I like Carolina, but Cam Newton still ain't accurate. He still ain't hanging the ball out there. I don't have a lot of hope for Carolina right now. I think they could be good, but Cam Newton really didn't show me. Like I said, it's week one. Redskins and Arizona, I peeped at this game a little bit. Arizona just looking like a team that need to just sell, trade Patrick Peterson, trade all of them and just start over. They had a good run. They kind of bounced back, and they better hope that Josh Rosen is that quarterback. Now, if Josh Rosen could be that quarterback that come in and maybe next year after a real short year and ball out, then, yeah, you keep the core together. But if not, no, you got to get that cool. You got to break that shit up. And start to rebuild in Arizona when you lose to fucking Redskins 24-6. But Sam Bradford ain't never been shit to me, man. I'm a stand on that one. Yeah, Matt Ryan, that shit was terrible, bro. Seahawks and Broncos, and I'll look at some of the questions after I get done. We got a few more games to talk about. Seahawks and Broncos, I peeked a little bit. I know Case Keenum threw 3 interceptions. They still won. The other running back, Lindsey, he got a lot of touches and receiving yards. So if you're a daily fantasy guy or need a waiver wire guy, it might be a little bit too late. But the Lindsey kid from Denver, he's a good look. But I didn't really look at that game a lot. 27-24, Broncos won. Seattle just don't have no talent at all, man. They kind of stripped them of a lot of talent that they once had. Okay. Chicago, Green Bay, man. I went to sleep after Aaron Rodgers came back because he obviously had a sprained knee. And Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd and Roquan Smith came in. They was being dogs. And I was like, yeah, his knee fucked up. He came back. He only got a field goal. I'm like, man, this shit over. Went to see, woke up. Them niggas won by a point. 24-23. Aaron Rodgers is bad, man. You know, I'm a Lion fan, but I respect, you know, him and Brett Favre gangster, man. Aaron Rodgers is bad, and, you know, Chicago, they ain't got the quarterback ain't the answer right now. It's going to take some time, but he ain't the answer. Even with that defense they got for now, which they got to just fill out a little bit in other positions, but Trubisky ain't the answer right now. He was supposed to put up, while Deshaun Kaiser was in the game and their defense was scoring touchdowns, he was supposed to put up at least 2 more touchdowns to put Aaron Rodgers away, and he didn't. So it is what it is. Jets and Lions, I was at this game. Quadre got a pick 6 early, but obviously the Lions were just out-coached. They looked tired, and the Jets said they knew the signals, and because Andre Roberts and a few other players played over at the Lions, and they got fucking housed. Playing, you know, Theo Reddick on the goal line instead of LeGarrette Blount, running Theo Reddick and LeGarrette Blount, and not running Kerryon Johnson when he clearly the best back. Matthew Stafford, like he don't know what the hell going on. It was a terrible game. Sam Darnold played well. Darron Lee from Ohio State played well. I mean, Onuyua, what's that dude name? Little Onuyua, whatever, the little slot receiver they got. Robbie Anderson is gold. The receiver, and the Jets just whooped our ass, man. And shout out to the New York Jets. Their fans came out as well, but fuck them. The Raiders and Rams, I stayed up and watched that game after I came back from the game, and it's what I expected, man. You know, John Gruden said we got to find an answer for the pass rush. Really, dude. The Rams were just too much, man. They should have really blew them out earlier. Marcus Peters got a pick 6 and did the hold my dick Marshawn Lynch dance in the end zone. Shout out to him. Like, area, ooh. Bay Area showed out. But like I say, man, the Raiders in for a long season, man. Now, week 2 already happened between the Ravens and the Bengals. So I'm not going to pick that game, obviously, but the Bengals ran through the Ravens. I'm not a big Thursday night fan of football. I don't think it's the best product, only on Thanksgiving. But Andy Dalton and AJ Green was singing, and that just proves that the Buffalo Bills just suck monkey dick. And you know, the Ravens ain't that good, and the Bengals came there and stumped them out. But also, again, it can't be that indicative. That's not indicative of maybe what the Ravens are on a short week, turnaround, traveling to Cincinnati and taking on the tough Bengals. And the Bengals just travel right to Indianapolis, so that's not a far trip for them. I'm not saying Baltimore far from Cincinnati, but on a short week, you know, it's tough. And you know, Andy Dalton had his way. He has up and down versus the Ravens, but the Bengals are 2-0, man. 2-0. So shout out to the Bengals, man. They 2-0, man. And I always like the Bengals, man. I always like Andy Dalton, but he be up and down, man. Up and down for real. Big Bang showing his age. He ain't what he used to be. Nah, of course not. It's gonna take a minute to crank that old ass engine up. Yeah, that shit was sad. Sorry, Falcons game was fixed. Either that or the Falcons offense was horrible. Like I said, but in the beginning of the stream about the Falcons and the Eagles, I mean, you know, Kyle Shanahan made RG3 look good. He made Mike Ryan look good. He left them, and everybody else been trash. Cowboys will bounce back against the Giants. We're going to talk about that. My damn 49ers should sign Dez Bryant. Yeah, but at the end, I mean, I think Jimmy Garoppolo could make Dez Bryant look good as well. Can't believe they played Blake Bortles. Yeah, me neither. I almost fell out my chair when I heard that. How about them Buccaneers? Okay, they did really, really good. We're going to see what they do this week. Rams will beat the Cardinals at home, go 2-0. I definitely agree. Frederick, Clutch City, 71. There is no Brady without Belichick and vice versa. I don't believe that. I really don't. I think Bill Belichick would have went on to be a good coach. I mean, I think he know how to evaluate talent. I think Tom Brady would have been a good player regardless. You know, I think it kind of, like he said, do kind of work hand in hand. But I think Bill Belichick would have went on to do good. I think Tom Brady would have did good. I watched Tom Brady battle with Drew Henson and overcome adversity at the University of Michigan. I remember watching that. And Tom Brady was clearly a better quarterback, but Drew Henson was the home state kid that was the best athlete, quote unquote, to come out of Michigan, which I don't believe that shit. But he was good at baseball and football. Sorry to let y'all Brady fans know he is not better than Joe Montana. Facts. Yes, it did 2 different eras though. Excuse me. I think Brady the best quarterback of all time. He better than Peyton Manning. But it's two different eras, man, as well too. I mean, you could jam, damn. Excuse me, you could jam Joe Montana receivers all the way up down the field. Right now, this game, everything is versed to toward the offense. So yeah, I think some of the older quarterbacks had a tougher time. You know, I think people sleep on John Elway. They said we never seen a quarterback with the athletic ability and the arm of Aaron Rodgers. Are you crazy? John Elway, ho? Thought you'd be streaming the fight. No, I ain't streaming the fight, bro. Not at all. I forgot that shit even came on, but I'm watching on the tube. I'm talking. Have you ever thought about picking against the spread? Makes it a little bit more interesting and harder. Yeah, I just ain't got time for it. Looking at all the picks and the spreads and shit like that. I look at it occasionally, but yeah, I obviously don't. I don't really bet on football all the time. I might bet on a game. I bet 150 on the Falcons last week. To cover, I think it was what 3.5. I mean, well, they was on 3.5 underdogs and they let me down. So I do it every now and again. Yep. He does struggle without Kyle Shanahan. Yep. So I'm going to week 2, okay? And we're going to make our picks for week 2 as we go. Obviously, we can't pick the Ravens and the Bengals game. The first game up is the Chiefs at the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. We're going to talk a little fantasy as we go. This is an interesting game right here. Steelers starting off slow. I really can't envision the Steelers going 0-2, okay? I can't envision the Steelers going 0-2. But Patrick Mahomes, he looked like the goods, but this is his first real test. Going to Heinz Field, what is a difficult place to play. Very, very difficult place to play. And shit, man, I can't wait for this game, man. This is a game I'm gonna have on the tube Sunday at 1 o'clock since the Lions are playing till 4. And Pittsburgh is 31st in rushing defense, 5th in pass defense, 12th ranked in defense. Obviously, that was versus the Browns, so some of these stats are a little bit tricky to go. But I believe if Kansas City is going to have a huge game, I believe it's going to be on the back of Kareem Hunt catching the ball and running the ball. And I think they really need to hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt a lot this game and then go over the top and take advantage of those lackluster corners the Steelers have and DBs they have. And I think they need to simplify the game plan for Patrick Mahomes and reel him in. He's a gunslinger. Nobody on the Chiefs can guard Antonio Brown. I mean, James Conner is looking like a beast as well, as long as he don't fumble. Juju Smith-Jr., it's going to be a good game. And I think it's going to be kind of a shootout depending on what the weather is like in Pittsburgh. Which let's look up what the weather will be like in Pittsburgh, man. For all my fantasy, we're gonna talk a little fantasy as we go. Hold on, I'm look it up real quick. But yeah, man, this is a good game. This is gonna be a difficult game to pick right here, man, because Steelers historically start off slow, but I can't really see, it being that bad, bro. I can't really see them starting off 0-2. I can't. It's gonna be partly cloudy, 78 degrees, 1% chance of rain. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a good game, man. I'm gonna say, Pittsburgh 34, Kansas City 27. I want to see Kansas City win this game. I don't have nothing against Pittsburgh, but I think Pittsburgh flex their muscle, go 1-on-1. Kansas City got something to look for. I think it's going to be a competitive game. They just lose in the end. They're going to go 1-on-1 in my opinion. So let me jot that down. We picking Kansas City in week 2. Okay, we 9-6 from last week's picks. Didn't get a chance to pick the Steelers game this weekend. I'm at the Bengals game this week, but let's go on to the next game. Obviously, you got the Dolphins taking on the Jets. So let's look at the weather report before we keep going. In the Steelers and the Chiefs game, as far as fantasy players, like I said, I have no fantasy aficionado, but I wouldn't take neither one of these defenses. I would take Tyreek Hill, Kareem Hunt. You can play Travis Kelce at your own risk, but he got a high usage rate. You can play him at your own risk. Sammy Watkins, I don't know about him, but for the Steelers, I like Antonio Brown. Juju Smith-Jr. and I like James Conner. I don't know about the quarterbacks in this game, but I think it will be some touchdowns thrown. So I think you're going to be good depending on if you play daily fantasy or you got these quarterbacks. Depending on your options, I think you'll have a good day. You're going to have some turnovers, but the pick is only 1 interception. So those are the fantasy players I like. But I wouldn't go with either one of them defenses, though, family. Not at all, okay? We're going to the Dolphins and the Jets. Let's look what the weather look like. Partly cloudy, 0% chance of precipitation. So no rain there, okay? Dolphins last week, I really didn't pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying? Because the game kept getting rained in and out. Right now this is a tough game to pick. Tough game to pick. I can't remember who I picked in my FanDuel pick them. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the Jets just because they at the crib, man. The Dolphins coming up from the south to the east. I'm gonna take the Jets. I think the Jets is going to play physical football. I think that defense is gonna get after Ryan Tannehill. But I think this is a pick 'em game, okay? I think it's a pick 'em game. But yeah, fantasy wise here, maybe I don't know. Maybe Ken Drake. I think the Jets defense is a sleeper again this week. I'll try them. But other than that, Robbie Anderson, maybe the slot receiver Inua, whatever his name is. So maybe I'll try one of those type of guys, okay? But moving over to the Eagles and the Bucks, I see what that weather looking like, all right? But we're going to take the Jets in that one at the crib, all right? We're taking the Jets. So we jot that down. Then we're going to look at the Buccaneers and the weather for that game. Okay, see what the Bucks playing. Let's see. Okay. The Eagles are going down south. It's a 4% percentage chance of rain. 89 degrees is going to be in the city of South Florida and Tampa. It's a good game, man, but I think Fitzpatrick goes back to being human. I think the Eagles play good defense. It's going to be hot. No Deshaun Jackson. They can key in on Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans gets his in this game. I think O.J. Howard gets his as well. But I think the Eagles defense forces some turnovers. I think they put a touchdown up on the board. Nick Foles is going to be able to get them another touchdown. But I think it's a trap game as well. But I'm going to pick Philly to go 2-0 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think it's going to be hot. I think that could favor the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they practice in that heat down south. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Eagles to go ahead and win that one, though. But that's a trap game on the road, and that's a game that Nick Foles could easily look bad in, man, easily. The Browns and the Saints, obviously that's a dome. And if you're talking fantasy, which we ain't talk fantasy in the Bucks and Eagles. Let me go to the Bucks and Eagles. Fantasy wise, Bucks and Eagles. Eagles, I don't know. Nelson Aguilar, maybe. Maybe one of the running backs, Jay Ajayi, you might want to try him. Bucks, you definitely want to get Mike Evans. I wouldn't go Fitzpatrick this week. Maybe O.J. Howard, and that's about it in that one. And maybe the Eagles defense. I think they're going to score some turnovers and score a touchdown. Bucks and Saints in the Dome. I think this is a game that you possibly could stack on from, for FanDuel, or if you got a few players in this game. I play most of the players in this game. I think Tyrod Taylor going to put some fantasy points up. I think Josh Gordon is going to have a big game. That's my personal opinion. I could be hella wrong. I think he's going to have a big game. I think Carlos Hyde can have a good game. I think Duke Johnson is a sneaky play this week. I think Duke Johnson, I'm not sure what his usage rates was last week, but I think Duke Johnson is a sneaky fucking play this week. A guy that can catch it out the backfield and can run it. I think that's somebody you definitely need to consider looking at. Let me see what he did last week before I talk about the game in depth. Okay, he didn't do much last week. He had 5 carries and is that 5 rush attempts, and he had I can't see the other stats. My phone cracked. But he had 1 reception. Okay, he had 1 reception. So I don't know as far as the usage rate. But I think he could be big in this game, man. I really do think he could be big in this game. And Carlos Hyde, man, he got more to touches last. He had 22 rush attempts. So, yeah, I like Duke Johnson this game, but it looked like they clearly going to Carlos Hyde, right? So you want to probably try Carlos Hyde a little bit more. But yeah, as far as this game, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. But I don't see the Saints taking another L at the crib, okay? I think that was at the crib last week. I don't see them taking another L at the crib, okay? I think they beat the Browns. I think Drew Brees is gonna have a problem with Myles Garrett. He was a beast last week, but the Browns on the road take the Saints big, man. I think the Saints gonna win like 40-28 or some shit like that. Colts and the Redskins, we here, man. The Redskins. Let's see what the weather gonna look like, man. But as far as fantasy players there, Saints, Alvin Kamara, he a high price for FanDuel, but if you got him in standard or daily, start him. Drew Brees is a little pricey, but you know if you got him, you got to start him in standard football. Michael Thomas is playing. I think that's his name, whatever his guy's name. Keyshawn Johnson, little nephew game. Got to play him. Browns, probably Tyrod Taylor. You got him. You want to play him. Josh Gordon, you want to play him. Carlos Hyde, you want to play him. I think Duke Johnson could be a sleeper. I'm not playing neither one of these defenses off rip. Not playing neither one of these defenses, but we're taking the Saints in that one, man. Taking the Saints. When the Saints come marching in. Yep. I was all off beat, though. Colts and Redskins, man. The Colts and Redskins. Outside of Dome team coming down to D.C. I heard D.C. defense, the Redskins defense look pretty good. Partly cloudy. Little to no chance of rain. 4% chance of rain. So, yep. I like Alex Smith in this one, man. I like the Colts. Andrew Luck going outside. It's not going to be hella hot. It's going to be 74 degrees. I like what the Redskins did up front with Deron Payne and other kid from Alabama last year they got. I like Josh Norman. I think it's going to be a tough game for Indianapolis. But I don't think Andrew Luck is completely in rhythm, but he looked solid last week. But this is a game that you can look. T.Y. Hilton might get a good game, but I think the Redskins is going to win this game, and I'm gonna say, yeah, 24-17. Redskins over the Colts. Fantasy wise, you can try Andrew Luck. I mean, daily or standardized, for depending on what his price is daily. T.Y. Hilton, I think that's going to be a good pick this week as well. No defenses, at least the Colts, not the Colts defense. Take the Redskins defense in this one. I like Alex Smith this week, daily or standard. I like Jordan Reed this week as well. I don't like none of the receivers because Alex Smith really never hits receivers, but also AP. You know, all day AP. You want them, okay, as well. Okay, now we're going over the Chargers and the Bills. Obviously, I got the Chargers. I'm not going to waste no time on this game. I don't care if it's snowing, raining, hailing. Crackhead is spitting in the air and it's coming down. Don't matter what it is, man. I like the Chargers to beat the fuck out of the Bills. They don't beat the Bills. They need to hang it up. It's going to be 80 degrees, 2% chance of rain on Buffalo this weekend. I expect them to make it tough on Josh Allen. I think he's gonna have his chance. I think he's gonna have his opportunities, man, for real. That kid's gonna have his opportunities to make some throws and do some things this weekend. But I think he's gonna ultimately make the Cardinals center start, turning the ball over at some point. But I got the Chargers big in this one. Obviously no Buffalo Bills defense. I mean, you want to. I think LaShawn McCoy, if you want to choose to play him this week, I think he might have a good game with Josh Allen run passing threat. But the Chargers run D ain't really never been that good. Or last year wasn't that good. And this week, Kareem Hunt really didn't run it like that. So that's something to think about. But I like Mike Williams. I like Keenan Allen this week. I like Melvin Gordon this week. Fantasy-wise, we're taking the Chargers big. Vikings and Packers, I think this is one of the games of the week. And then we get into, like, the really, really good games of the week as well, okay? I think we get into the games of the week. We really ain't talking about no big matchups other than the Chiefs and the Steelers, but we get into the big games of the week. Aaron Rodgers plays or don't play. I got the Vikings. They just, murder what she wrote, man. They defense is too good. Only way the Vikings lose this game is Kirk Cousins loses this game, or offensively they start fumbling and turning the ball over. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is healthy enough to beat the Vikings, and I think flashbacks going to start coming back. I think it's a mistake to play Aaron Rodgers this game. You got the win last week. I can see if he was 0-1, you could have went 0-2. In the division game becomes critical, but, for me, I wouldn't play him. Let Deshaun Kaiser, get his ass whooped that game. I got Minnesota. If Aaron Rodgers plays, I still got Minnesota. They're going to find a way to win. Diggs, Thielen, they still have Jerry's right, I believe. Dalvin Cook is looking good. Tavis Murray is solid. And Kyle Rudolph is solid. That defense is straight up savages. I got the Vikings, man. I really got the Vikings in this game. Fantasy-wise, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, even if he does play, I like Chargers offensive threats. I like the receivers, Thielen, Diggs. I wouldn't know about playing Kirk Cousins. I don't know, man. I just don't trust kid. But I think about that. But, if Aaron Rodgers plays, everybody's on deck for the Vikings. But if Aaron Rodgers don't play, for the Packers, if Aaron Rodgers don't play the Vikings D. All right? If he plays, You probably still play the Vikings D, to be honest. But it's going to be, they in Green Bay. It's going to be 76 degrees, 2% chance of rain. So not a lot of rain going on, okay? There. That's a good game of the week, especially if Aaron Rodgers plays. Panthers, that's a 1 o'clock game, by the way. Another 1 o'clock game. Panthers and Falcons. 1 o'clock is heat this week. Good game here. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I'm not going to hold you up. I think the Falcons bounce back at home. I think Julio continues to torch the continues to torch the Carolina Panthers. That's just my opinion on that one. I don't think they have a DB that can match up with them. I think the Falcons come home. They don't start off 0-2. But if they do, it's going to be trouble in paradise, and maybe Steve Sarkisian gets fired. But I like the Falcons in this one. I think Julio gets off. I think their defense, DJ Moore gave him nothing last week for the Panthers. Funches really gave him nothing. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, I think you focus on him, shut him down. And I think everything else takes care of itself. I think Cam, he liked balling in front of his hometown back in Georgia, but I got the Falcons taking this one. I think Matt Ryan have a bounce-back week. Call me stupid, but I'm going to believe in Matt Ryan. Ice, ice, baby. I think he comes back and bounces back. Fantasy players in this one, Christian McCaffrey is definitely the play of the game. Or Julio Jones. I think Christian McCaffrey's going to have a big game. I think Julio going to have a good game. I think Matt Ryan is the guy I would play. Mohamed Sanu eats the Carolina Panthers up as well. I like him as well in this game. Obviously, they're playing in the dome, so it won't be a weather. As far as if you want to play a defense, I'll try the Falcons defense, but I really won't touch neither one of these defenses. But, hey, you never know. It's week 2. Texans and Titans. Let's look what the weather looking like. But you got Deshaun Watson, possibly no DeAndre Hopkins. But I think that defense ultimately is too much for Marcus Mariota. I know Kerry Davis had an okay day by the stats last week. And it's going to be partly cloudy, 6% chance of rain, 81 degrees, 1 o'clock kickoff time. But honestly, I'm going to pick the Texans. I think Watson has some success. I think Tennessee defense should be getting better week to week. But I like the Texans once again. I think Deshaun Watson goes to fuck off this week. I think him and Will Fuller connect. If Will Fuller plays, I'll start Will Fuller. I'll start Deshaun Watson. I like Lamar Miller. I like Deion Lewis from the Titans. I like Corey Davis again. Delaney Walker gone, so I like Corey Davis a lot. But I think the Texans is going to edge this one out 23-20. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think they edge it out. I got the Texans bringing that Houston Heat down up to Tennessee. So, yeah, I like them, man. So, we're going to move on to the next game, which I got to reload up because I made a mistake and clicked off of it. Okay, now we got the Cardinals and the Rams getting into the 4 o'clock games. I'm not going to hold you up, man. I don't know what the weather look like in L.A., Southern California, but I heard it never rains in Southern California. Yep, it's clear, 82 degrees, 0% chance of rain. I got the fucking Rams. I think the Cardinals are dead man walking. Sam Bradford might be out for the year after this game at the Sioux, and Down will get to him. It really ain't too much to explain. This is going to be a Rams big. They're going to L.A. Rams big, man. I like Todd Gurley, fantasy watch. I like Jared Goff. I like Cooper Kupp always. Robert Woods would have had a big fantasy week last week, but Jared Goff just overthrew him a little bit. They couldn't connect. I mean, you can play Cooks at your own risk. He boom or bust. You know what I'm saying? A lot of big plays or not too much at all. I love the Rams defense. Arizona, I don't like nobody in Arizona this week, man. But I could be wrong, and I have been wrong before. But I got the Rams in this game comfortably. I ain't gonna disrespect Arizona, but I got the Rams comfortably in this game. I think they're gonna get better week to week too. All right, Raiders and Broncos, another 4:20 kickoff, 25 kickoff. They up in Denver. I heard Denver is the place to be. 85 degrees, 0% chance of precipitation in Denver. Almost moved to Denver. May still move to Denver. But this game, I like Denver. I like their pass rush. Their defense, they match up well. Still without Talib. They still got Chris Harris with Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson. Martavis Bryant supposed to be coming back. I still like Denver. I love Denver in this match. I think Case Keenum makes enough plays down the field to Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas. I love the Denver Broncos in this one. That's no brainer. I like Denver defense. I like Denver receivers. I might like Case Keenum. I like the running back Lindsey. You might want to take a chance on Jake Butt this one. But that's what I like, man. So I like Denver. We picking Denver in that one. So then we go through the picks at the end as we wrap up. We almost at the end, fellas. I like Denver, though. Okay, Patriots and Jaguars, one of the games of the week. I don't believe Leonard Fournette is playing. But let me double check. Let me see if Leonard Fournette is playing. Okay, excuse me 1 second. But if Leonard Fournette changed and I get a Jaguar somewhat of a chance, and he is questionable, and the scouting report on him is has expressed a good confidence regarding. He may play, but I don't think he's gonna be healthy enough. Look here, I like the Patriots. I think Brady torches Jalen Ramsey to Gronk. And I think Blake Grier is gonna put that defense, keep putting that defense out there. I think it's gonna be close. I think Tom Brady in the second half is going to pull away. Let me see what the weather is looking like in Duval County, North Florida, man. Shout out to them. I've been through there. Oh, it's 11% chance of rain. 89 degrees, so it's gonna be humid out there. That's an advantage to the Jaguars. Okay, that's a big advantage to the Jaguars. For real. But I'm still take the Patriots to win that game, 28-14. I think they're gonna win by two touchdowns. That could be a lot, but that's your boy's opinion right there. I just don't trust Blake Bortles, man. Okay, I don't trust the kid, man. Okay, going kind of winding down now. I think that's a big game of the week. And then Sunday night, you got the Giants going to the Cowboys, the house that Eli built. He's known for torturing the Cowboys there. I'm not sure if Olivier Vernon is going to play. He huge to that defense. Landon Collins, Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins. They lost JPP. They still got Snacks in the middle. They need some better linebackers. So, and also the Cowboys don't have too many receivers. Is Zeke a bust? Dallas needs to mix in some bunches, some different route formations, some type of different smoke screens. To use DeAndre Thompson and Tavon Wilson's speed. They need to get creative in their offense, but they still stuck with that old stale ass offense. And that's the problem. They don't have no creativity. I think Saquon Barkley might get off this game. Still no David Irvin, DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Taco Charlton. Randy Gregory injured. Sean Lee is a good player, but you can never fully count on him. Landon Collins is one of the best safeties in the league. Jack Rabbit, one of the best corners in the league. I like the Cowboys defense. They played fast and quick and physical last week. So it's a good matchup, but I ultimately think the Giants going to go to Jerry World and win. And the Cowboys going to be 0-2. I don't like the way Dak's demeanor was in the pocket. I didn't like his confidence. I don't like his receivers. I mean, he just stopped Zeke, and I think the Giants can do that enough. I think the Giants end up pulling this game off. It's in a dome. Obviously, they got the retractable roof, so we're not going to attack the weather in Dallas. But I got the Giants, man. Call me crazy, man. Fantasy-wise, I got to go back to the Patriots-Jaguars. Fantasy-wise, I like Gronk. I like Tom Brady. Depending on the price if you're in daily. I mean, if he 86 or 80, anything over, around the 85 neighborhood, I don't like him. But I like Gronk for the 8 bands. I think I 8 or 8,100 this week. I like him regardless. This might be a Chris Hogan type of game too, but never know. Jaguars, I don't like nobody over there. Nobody, offensively wise. Take a chance on their defense. That Brady might get old overnight. Giants and Cowboys, you always got to play Zeke, but I wouldn't play him in daily. But I like the Giants D in this one. I like Saquon Barkley in this one. I like Odell Big in this one. And pretty much that's it. No Cowboys. I mean, Cowboys D possibly too. This is one where you can pick any defense and probably come out on top. Last game of the week, Seattle and the Bears. Seattle coming to Chicago. I'm taking Chicago. I like that pass rush a lot. Seattle ain't got no fucking no pass blocker, so I like that game a lot. Let me tell you what the weather is. In that game, it's clear, 76 degrees, 0% chance of rain. You got Seattle coming from the West Coast to the East Coast to the Midwest. It never plays out well for them when they do that, man. I got Chicago. I'm gonna say 24-17. I think they eke it out. I I like Brother Wilson, but I just don't think he got enough around him. I know Brandon Marshall going to try to show out as well, too. So if you're looking for a cheap player in DFS or somebody to pick off waivers that you want to have a big game this week, Brandon Marshall is the guy you probably want to look at. Jordan Howard, Tyreek Cohen, yes. Chicago D, yes. And that concludes our picks for the week. We're going to go back through our picks one time before we log off, and I'll drop one more boxing video for the night for you guys. So this week, last week we went 9-6 with one tie. We didn't count the tie. We don't count the the Bengals and Ravens game because it already happened. We got the Steelers, Jets, Eagles, Saints, Redskins, Chargers, Vikings, Falcons, Texans, Rams, Broncos, Patriots, Giants, Bears this week. Appreciate you guys for coming out, man. Definitely going to have some more live streams on tomorrow. And I'm going to drop one more boxing video tonight. So shout out to everybody that came through, man. I definitely appreciate it. I'm going 8-8. Maybe. Might go 8-8. Never know. We'll see, man. But I definitely feel confident in my picks until the game started and I start getting my ass whooped on my picks. So I definitely appreciate everybody for rolling through, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It is what it is. We're gone.